She was locked away in a tower for a crime she didn't commit.
They told me to forget her, but some loves are worth dying for. It's the story of a knight who defied gravity, an army. Whatever comes, know that I love you.
We will be together again, Ronan. I promise.
In the Great Hall of Silverwood, Sir Ronan and Lady Elara shared their last dance.
Do not let him spoil this moment.
He cannot touch us here. I shall treasure this dance.
Their love was an open secret, a beacon of light in the court. But they danced under the cold, watchful eyes of Lord Mortimer, a rival lord whose obsession with Elara was a dark, possessive shadow. The next morning, a lie spread through the castle like poison. Elara was accused of witchcraft, the evidence a planted amulet and the testimony of men paid by Mortimer. Her protests were drowned out by the court's fear. Her sentence was imprisonment in the highest tower of Mortimer's fortress, the spire, a needle of stone pointing to a heaven she could no longer reach. It was a sentence designed not to kill, but to make her forget she had ever been loved.
Forget her, the king commanded, or share her fate.
Ronan, for his defiance and loyalty to her, was stripped of his rank and banished from the kingdom. Forget her, the king commanded, or share her fate. Ronan rode away, but he did not look back in defeat. He looked back to memorize the silhouette of the tower against the sky. A week into her captivity, a single perfect red rose, tied with a leather cord, landed at her feet. It had been shot through the window by an arrow. Elara's heart, which had turned to ice, felt its first thaw. She knew. He had not forgotten. Ronan had not left. He had become a ghost in the woods surrounding Mortimer's fortress, living in a hunter's shack, his only purpose etched into his soul. Reach her. Under the cover of a moonless night, he scouted the fortress walls. They were sheer, slick with moss, and patrolled by Mortimer's guards. The direct approach was suicide.
The ivy on the western wall is ancient, strong enough to hold a man's weight if you are brave enough to try.
He found an ally in an old gardener who remembered Elara's kindness. The old man revealed a secret. The first attempt was a test. He climbed only 20 feet, his fingers digging into the stone, his boots finding precarious purchase. A loose stone clattered down, and he froze, pressed against the wall until the guard's footsteps faded. He sent another arrow, this one with a note, a single word: soon. It was a promise, a prayer. Elara read it by candlelight, the paper becoming her most treasured possession. The perfect night arrived with a howling storm. Rain lashed the fortress, and thunder masked the sound of falling grit. It was time. Halfway up, a thick strand of ivy, rotten from within, tore away from the wall. Ronan swung wildly, his body slamming against the stone, the impact knocking the wind from his lungs.
Blast this weather! I can't see a thing down there!
A guard on the battlements above peered down into the storm-swept darkness, squinting. For a breathless moment, Ronan was certain he was seen, but the guard simply cursed the weather and moved on. His raw, bleeding fingers found the ledge of her window. With a final, gut-wrenching pull, he hauled himself over the stone sill and collapsed onto the floor of her cell. Elara was there, her hand flying to her mouth. She rushed to him, falling to her knees. No words were spoken. They simply clung to each other in the dim light, their embrace saying everything that words could not.
We leave now. The storm is our ally.
He went first, guiding her feet to holes in the stone. The wind tugged at them, trying to pluck them from the wall. Below, the courtyard was a deadly drop into darkness. They were 3/4 of the way down when a patrol rounded the corner. A torch beam swept the wall. "Intruders!" a voice shouted, the alarm cutting through the storm. With the guards closing in, they had to jump the last 15 feet. Ronan landed hard, rolling to absorb the impact. He looked up just in time to catch Elara as she leapt into his arms. The gates were sealed. Their only path was through the underground waterways, the sewers that led to the river and freedom. They waded through chest-deep, icy water, the only light from Ronan's flickering torch. The sounds of pursuit echoed behind them. At the river exit, Lord Mortimer himself was waiting, flanked by his best men.
You think you can steal what is mine?
He snarled, drawing his sword. The duel was short and brutal. Ronan, fueled by a lifetime of love and months of desperation, fought with a ferocity Mortimer could not match. He disarmed the Lord, his sword at his throat.
Kill him!
No! Let his emptiness be his prison.
Elara said, her voice steady. Ronan looked at her, then at the defeated man. He knocked Mortimer unconscious with the hilt of his sword. They plunged into the raging river, letting the current carry them away from the fortress, from the kingdom, and into a new life. They washed ashore in a neighboring kingdom as the sun rose, shivering, exhausted, but free. Their hands were still locked together. They built a life far from courts and crowns. A simple cottage, a garden, and the sound of the sea. Ronan became a carpenter, and Elara a healer. Her past a story they rarely told.
This ring is a symbol of the life we've built. Strong and true.
Always, my love.
On the anniversary of her rescue, he led her to a cliff overlooking the ocean. There, with no one but the gulls as witnesses, he placed a simple silver band on her finger and spoke the vows they had been living since the night he climbed the tower.
Tell me again how Papa climbed the tower for you, Mama.
It wasn't the climb, my love. It was that he never stopped trying.
The tower window was now just a memory, a symbol of a love that was tested by stone and shadow and found unbreakable. Their view was no longer of a cage, but of a boundless horizon built together.
Their love story became legend, proving that no tower is too high, no wall too thick, for a love that's true.
If you've enjoyed watching until now, I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Amora Stories so you'll never miss an update.